Alright, this is Alyssa Wineberg presenting my web tools of VoiceThread, Conversations in the Cloud. So you can see from my image, we have a little definition here of what voice threading is. One, to communicate ideas using more than one of the senses, which is really what VoiceThread is all about. To connect with an audience in an authentic and simple manner. And three, a discussion that simulates a live presence. Let's learn a little bit more about VoiceThread. Here are some basic requirements to use VoiceThread. Basically just a computer or an Apple device, being an iPhone, an iPod, or the iPad. Any reliable internet connection, and then just make sure you have the updated version of Adobe Flash Player. Otherwise, there's no software to download. It works in any of your browsers. You can get a mobile app that works on Apple devices. Unfortunately, not with Android right now, just with Apple. Also, there is a upload or download option that you can get right from VoiceThread.com. That just allows you to upload any of your presentations without having to log into VoiceThread.com. Here are a few basics. First, another image from VoiceThread.com. Memory retention, you can see it's only at 10% with voice, 20% with visuals, but when you combine visuals and voice together, you go up to a whopping 65%. So obviously, this is something that could definitely help many students remember a presentation or remember learning something new a lot easier. So you can use voice, video, or text to upload into VoiceThread, and as well as for the comments. You can put in any kind of document, any video, whether it's one you make or from YouTube. You can take any sort of image straight off your computer. Presentations, you'll see that I have my presentation in VoiceThread a little bit later. And then you can just simply add audio files as well. And then again, you can use voice recordings. You can even call in with a phone. You can use your webcam, or you can comment through simply text. Any of your presentations you can share with a specific group. You can make them completely public, which I'll show you a couple of those, or you can keep it completely private if it's just something that you're working with on your own and you don't want to share out into outer space world of technology, then you don't need to. VoiceThread is easily integrated into many different websites. There's a share option at the end of every presentation where you can get the embed link, or you can share through email just with the URL. There's also a data collection option. It will show you a number of different things about VoiceThread, of like what students have been using it, if you're doing it with a group, to how long time has been spent, kind of with what we've heard of some of our LMS websites. You can just kind of monitor and really get useful information of if it's being used by your students or not. You can make custom home pages. There's no time limit to VoiceThread. You can have them up forever. Many of the ones that you'll see on there, even from years and years ago, but you can still comment on them. And then one of the really great things is the comment moderation. You can have the settings up so that you, as the teacher or whoever has made VoiceThread, who's in charge, can check all the comments before they are posted. So if there's anything inappropriate, or if you have it public and you don't appreciate some of the feedback and it's not something your students need to see, then that is easily something that you can just delete and then nobody ever has to see it. So I think that's a pretty great feature for VoiceThread. Now getting into kind of showing you exactly what VoiceThread can do, here is the snapshot from one of the tutorials. You can see there is the browse, there's create, and then there's my voice. I'll get into some of those details later. But yep, you can create from images, from documents, from videos. You can import any PowerPoints, Word documents. You can get pictures straight from Flickr or a couple other websites. And then this is kind of what your commenting will look like. You can do just comment by voice. This is recording. This is to call in. I have not tried this, so it would be interesting to see how that works. But you can call in and record through your phone. This is just the texting, and this here is for the video. And also, what it doesn't show on this page is that a doodle will come up, and I will show you that later so that you can actually write on the pages of VoiceThread. And then you simply share it. You, again, pick who you want to share it with, and it is fairly simple. Now we will go into my example of VoiceThread that I made. Here I made a math example to share with you all. And then, like I said before, I did put in my VoiceThread presentation. So this is what we've already looked at here today, and then I'll go ahead and show you. Here I just uploaded a simple picture of myself because it kept asking me to. And then I put in a comment and kind of the instructions for what I wanted to be accomplished here. So complete the following math problems. Use the doodle tool to show your work. When prompted, record your reasoning to the selected problem, and that will come up later. So then next, I made a couple extra users on here so that I could show the math problems. You could see here that's me, and then I made student 1, student 2, and student 3. So that's an option that you can do for yourself too if you are in a VoiceThread and you want to be a teacher but you want to be a student. You could have 2 different pictures of like what kind of personality you're trying to be at that time. So in here I've got 18 plus 31 on here. Student 1 is an example. I will just keep playing it. So their answer is 49 they got. They're using the doodle tool that I talked about to kind of show their work, and this is geared for elementary levels, so you know they're not simply just doing this mental math. I want to see different variations of strategies that they used and whatnot, so I did a couple for you. So they did on here 10 plus 30 equals 40, so then left over here we've got 8 plus 1 is going to equal 9, and there was a little bit of a lag to the doodle here, but for the most part I thought that it worked really well. And then 9 plus 40, and that gives them their answer of 49. So I think it was my computer, but it did kind of lag a little bit. I'm not sure if it was internet connection. It can go a lot faster in examples, and I think it would be pretty easy to write through the iPad app too, where you could just use your finger rather than clicking through the mouse. But you can always skip ahead to another slide. It's a good thing about VoiceThread. So this is student 2 I have here. You can see they got their answer of 98. And then on this one, I came back and did the voice recording. That is kind of a bonus option that I have in my slides for this math presentation. So their answer here is 98, and then here you'll hear a recording just that I made. Then there's also the option that you could have them record while they are writing too. For this one, I just chose to go back and have them do that on a different slide. And I accidentally paused that, so now we're back up and running. So then again, I just, on this one, I was student 3, and I just showed another variation, a different way that the math problem could be done. So adding 3 to 27 to make it even 30 plus 62, which might be easier for some kids to add in their head. I know when I am doing mental math, that's sort of something that I do. And then you just subtract the 3 in your head, which is a little bit easier than adding 2 off numbers for some kids. So Then that answer, which I didn't type up in there on this one, is 89. So then here's where I put that bonus. Pick one of the math problems to explain why you solved it the way you did, and revisit that page and record your compliment. So it's really easy for kids to just go back in um, and then record that comment. And it came, since I did it separately, like I said, comes up after the doodling portion that they have already completed.